everyone! Today I'm going to change one of my Reborn art dolls, and I'm going to be talking to you all about the struggles that I have being a blind doll collector and blind video creator here on YouTube. I was inspired to do this video by my friend Nicole of Special Angel Art Dolls. That's her channel. I'm going to leave it in the description so you can easily find it. Her channel is amazing. I definitely recommend that you go and check out her channel. She is a fellow blind doll collector and video creator. She does it so well, and I am proud to call her my friend here in the dolly community. She's amazing. She recently did a video where she talked about her challenges in this hobby and as a video creator, and so I thought that it would be interesting to film my own because everybody is different. Blindness is a spectrum, and so every eye condition can have different things, and my eye condition is very different from Nicole's eye condition, but we are both considered blind. And so I thought this would be a really interesting video, and Nicole, I hope you don't mind me kind of piggybacking off of your video. So we're gonna change Miss Georgia here. This is Stanley Oliver sculpt by Chenza Dolls, and she was reborn by Little Wildflowers Nursery. I love her so much. She's so smiley. If I need a smile, I just pick her up and I can't help but smile at her. She's so sweet. She was sculpted specifically to look like a baby who has Down syndrome. So she has all of the Down syndrome features. She's just so sweet. I love her. We're gonna change her into a sweet summer outfit. I have this, it's what would you call this? I guess a tank top. It has stripes that are vertical, little stripes, and then it has little floral, like a little floral design all over it. And then it has this ruffle that kind of goes along the shoulders and down the front of the shirt a little bit. I'm terrible at describing this. And I don't know what the background is. I'm assuming it's an off-white, but I can't really tell. Nobody's ever described it to me. And then I think the flowers are red, and the trim here is red. I think it's all red. I think it's all red, right? I don't know. Sighted people in the comments, help. Then this shirt came with a cute little pair of like puffy shorts or bloomers almost. And these are red. These are definitely red. Then I'm pairing this outfit, which, by the way, this outfit, I've had it for a couple of years now. I got it because it kind of reminds me of like a vintage style, like the top. So I got it a couple years ago, and I think I've had a couple of my dolls wear it. And then I have some new stuff here that's, well, it's kind of new. It's not like, I didn't get it super recently, but a doll hasn't worn it yet. So I have this Posh Peanut headband. It's a soft headband. It has strawberries and leaves and flowers on it. And then we have the matching swaddle. So cute. I'm not sure how this headband is going to fit on her, but we'll see. I cannot tie these headbands because these are the type that you just tie it yourself. I can't tie these for the life of me. If anybody has a helpful tutorial, let me know, because I haven't found one yet and I don't tie them. Alright, let's get into the topic. I wrote out everything on my phone so that I would not forget anything. I've done videos kind of talking about my eye condition and some challenges that I have in this hobby and being a YouTube creator before, but never this in depth. And I've been getting a lot of questions in the comments about my vision as far as color goes, because as you all know, or if you've been here for a while, if you're a newer subscriber, maybe you don't know, I am completely colorblind. I do not see any colors at all. I see the whole world in black and white, okay? So I find it very difficult to do certain things in the hobby or see certain things when it comes to the hobby. So here we go. First of all, matching outfits is nearly impossible for me. So with the outfit that I just showed you, I'm putting on Georgia, it probably doesn't even really match. But I just thought, oh, I think these are all bright reds, so I think they'd be close enough. But I don't know. I really don't know. And sometimes it's hard for me to know if something is going to clash with another piece of clothing. Like, oh goodness. I usually try to memorize the colors of all of my outfits that I have for my dolls. I usually ask my husband, or I'll take pictures and send them to my dolly friends here in the community and say, hey, what color is this? Like, can you describe it to me? For instance, I'm pretty sure from my memory that this is a white outfit that she's wearing right now, and it has tiny pink polka dots. And that is from memory, because if I was looking at this outfit, I could probably tell that it's white, but the little polka dots, I wouldn't be able to tell. I would probably make 10 million guesses. Like, I really can't tell. I could say these are blue, like a light blue. I could say they're like a light turquoise, or I could say or I could guess a light pink. It's all kind of, it's really hard to explain, honestly, because this is how I have seen the world since birth. So when people ask me to describe it to them, it's really hard for me to, because I've never seen what you see as a color seeing person, and you have never seen what I see as a completely colorblind person that sees the world in black and white. So it's really hard to describe in terms that either of us can understand. When people describe color to me, I am like, wait, how does that work? Like, how come this color and this color go together, but this color and this color clash? When I was a kid, I used to think that if somebody told me something was purple and another thing was purple, even if they were two completely different shades of purple, that those two things would go together. I remember actually specifically one time when I was in middle school, I wore a purple shirt to school and a purple skirt. I got mercilessly bullied for that because everyone was like, you don't even know how to match your clothes, and it made me feel really upset because I thought, purple and purple, why don't those go together? I don't understand. Anyway, I'm kind of going off on a tangent, huh? When I'm shopping for outfits for my dolls, I really like to go with outfits that are a complete match, like what she's wearing right now. I didn't even describe what she's wearing right now, but what I'm changing her out of is an H&M set. It's a side-snapped long-sleeved onesie, a little hat, and a pair of, I think they call them panda pants. They're like more baggy, and the whole set is just white with light pink polka dots all over it. Teeny tiny polka dots, like really tiny ones. So with this set, I love it because this white and pink polka dot pattern I can match with a lot of different things. Like a lot of different blankets and accessories would go very well with this. Like it would be kind of, I don't know why those buttons were stuck. It would be pretty easy to match this up with other accessories and baby toys and things that would coordinate well with it. Or at least make a really good guess, you know? Whereas things with like, I don't know, things with a lot of color on them is really what I struggle with. Trying to match with other things, I don't know, I just do not understand the world of color. It actually makes me really sad because I am part of a group with 2 other doll collectors. We have a little group chat, and they are always talking about different colors and how different colors are good for different seasons, how something from a specific baby brand, like a certain color that they've come out with, matches really well with another color, and I'm just totally lost. Like, I feel like, I don't know, I'm just completely lost. I don't understand how color works. It's really interesting to just know that there's a whole world out there that I have never seen and will never see. Sometimes it makes me really sad, especially because, you know, everybody will be talking about how beautiful a color looks on their doll or my doll or someone else's doll, and I'm like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Why does a certain color go super well with a certain doll? I don't know. See, I can't understand. So anyway, continuing my thought about the little, the sets of clothing. I really love to buy full sets of clothing. Like, if a brand comes out with a new print or a new color, if I'm gonna buy that print or color, I like to buy like the whole ensemble. Is that the word I'm looking for? You know what I mean. The whole outfit set, the blanket that goes with it, the headband, the hat, whatever, everything. Because then I know everything matches, and that just, I don't know, it kind of gives me anxiety trying to match things up. It really does. I just can't help it. And if you all were wondering how I do match things up, like I said, sometimes I'll take a picture and send it to my husband if he's not home at the time, or I'll just ask my husband. He's not a lot of help, really. I don't know why, but he's just kind of like, I don't know, babe. I don't know if it matches or not. So I'll usually take pictures and send them to my dolly friends, or sometimes I'll even post like a poll on my Instagram stories and say, hey, can y'all help a colorblind person out? Like, can you describe the colors on this outfit? Or can you tell me if these 2 things match? Because I want to put these 2 things together, but I don't know if they match. So one thing I have listed here about the color blindness is, when buying dolls online, it's hard for me to tell what their skin tone is. So a lot of times I'll have either the collector I'm buying from or the artist describe to me the skin tone. And that's because in pictures, it looks very different to anybody than it does in person normally. But to me, it's even more different. There have been times where I've purchased dolls and they haven't been described properly to me, and then the doll gets to me and I'm like, whoa, that's not what I was expecting at all. Something I worry about with my dolls is that I can't see blue staining on my dolls. Like, when I buy my vintage dolls, a lot of times I ask people, like, is there any bluing on the doll? Because some vintage vinyl dolls will start to get like some blue on them, or start to turn blue. Especially like older Ashton Drake dolls. So I'm always asking people when I'm buying them, is there any bluing? Is there any flaws of any kind on the doll? Like, and if there is an issue, can you please describe it to me? Because I can't see colors very well, but I really do love photography. I love, like really, really love to see textures in your photos. I like to see the muslin cotton texture in photos and videos. I love to see like pointelle on some baby clothing. I really like prints on baby clothing because I can't really enjoy the solid colors like everybody else can. So a good print, like an interesting print, really is what draws me to baby clothing. And as far as baby clothing for my own dolls, I love anything soft. Anything soft or with an interesting texture to it that I can feel, I love that. Kind of going off on a tangent again, not really sticking to my list, but things are coming to me, like even more things as I'm talking about this. So my favorite dolls as far as Reborn dolls go are the ones that are painted in a newborn skin tone, and a little more specifically in the newborn Caucasian skin tone with a lot of details, a lot of reds, because when the details are more prominent, I can see them and enjoy them a little bit more. So I've had some dolls in my collection that are a little bit of a darker skin tone, and they're absolutely beautiful and I love them, but I can't see the details on them. For instance, I can't see their mottling and their blushing and all of that. It just all blends together because I can't see color. Also, I cannot see veining on my dolls unless it's super prominent. I cannot see veining at all. It goes back to that, like, not being able to see bluing on dolls. And actually, when I was painting dolls, yes, I painted dolls for, I think, a little bit over a year. I was painting. I actually did some custom orders. This was like 6 years ago now, so it's been a while. But a couple of times when I painted veins on the dolls, they were too dark, and I didn't know that they were too dark until someone told me. I actually had a customer one time. I took pictures of the doll when it was completed. I took them in natural light, unedited, with my professional camera, and then I put the doll up for sale. I sold it for an extremely low price, extremely low. I thought that she looked absolutely beautiful. I'm very proud of that doll. To this day, I'm proud of that doll. And I listed the doll for, I mean, a super low price. Basically, all I wanted was to get my money back so that I could continue to learn and paint and buy a new kit to paint. So someone bought the doll, and when she received it, she messaged me and she was so upset. She was like, the veining is way too dark on this doll. I don't know what happened or why. She was like, I feel like your pictures were misleading because the veins didn't look as dark in pictures. And I explained to her that I'm learning, I'm completely colorblind, and that all of my photos were in natural light with my professional camera. There was no editing involved at all. And then she was like, yeah, I understand, and your price was super, super low on the dolls, so okay, like, it's fine. She was like, okay, it's fine. And we went on from there, like, totally fine. But it did make me feel really, really sad that I made that mistake of making the veining a little bit too dark. And from then on, I learned, though, that if I could see the veins, they were too dark. So I needed to make them lighter. So I started making the doll veins, like, I would literally just paint them on and be like, okay, I just have to trust that they're there because I can't see them. And then people were happier with my veining work on the dolls after that. That's something that I didn't even think to bring up either on my list, was about painting the dolls. Eventually I did quit painting dolls, and part of it was that I realized I couldn't really excel in that because of my blindness. I think ultimately that's what led to me leaving painting dolls. Okay, so for filming videos, so now we're kind of moving on to more of like the video creation side of it. So I have camera equipment that has some of the best autofocus on the market. Well, currently I have a Canon G7X Mark III. I love this camera because it autofocuses for me. It auto color corrects. And I trust it for the most part. Is it extremely fantastic? No. If I could see, I would correct its focus more, but it's really, really, really difficult for me to see the focus on the screen, to see if everything on the screen is in focus or if the camera's focusing on what I want it to focus on. a lot of times when you watch my videos and there's something that's really blurry in there, that's why. It's just not something that I can really change or help. It does make me really upset sometimes, because sometimes I'll put together a really beautiful video, and then once I edit it, I realize that all of it or part of it was out of focus, and I end up having to use some out of focus pieces because I've already filmed the video. Like, I'm already done filming. I can't go back and refilm those pieces, especially if it's a roleplay video or an outing video, right? So that is really frustrating to me. Look how sweet she is in this outfit. Oh, her little bloomers are kind of rolled up on the back. Let's fix that. Pull her little shirt down. She's so cute. Alright, let's try this headband on her. See how it works. I especially rely on my camera to autofocus and color correct itself and everything when I am outdoors. I did an entire video about my eye condition, like what exactly my eye condition is and everything that it entails, like the color blindness and the fact that I'm day blind. I will see if I can track down that video in my list of videos and post that in the description as well, if you're interested in a more in-depth explanation of what my eye condition is and how it affects me in my everyday life. But like I said, in this video I just wanted to go through my struggles as a doll collector and video creator. So outdoors though, outdoors I rely on my camera to do everything that it needs to do, mostly on its own, because I am day blind, which means that my eyes can't really see in bright lighting, especially in the sunlight. I love taking my dolls outdoors for nature walks and filming all the nature around, but a lot of times I end up having to ask my husband to help me. I'm like, hey, I hear an animal over there. What is it? And can you see it? Can you get a clip of it for me on video? I love my husband that he'll do that for me. I love that when I can't see things or know where things are, that he will help me to film little pieces of my video here and there. When we went to Disney, when I did the whole Disney event video taking, actually I took Georgia to Disney World Magic Kingdom, my husband was a huge help in filming all of that. I appreciate that man so much. He's amazing. One reason why I really love to film outdoors as well with my dolls is that even though I can't see very much while we're outdoors, sometimes not at all, I can look back at that video footage and be like, wow, that's what that looked like. Wow, like so many times I ask my husband, like when we're watching a movie or watching a TV show, I'm like, is that really what it looks like outside? Is that really what it looks like? It looks so amazing. Like, I don't know, it blows my mind. I can't get over the fact that all of you can see that way, that you get to see the world just clearly outdoors. I've never gotten to experience that my entire life. So it's just, I don't know, it's crazy to me. Alright, let's try this headband on her. See how it fits. I don't want to have to retie this. Let's hope I don't. Oh, it's a little loose. A little bit loose, but really cute. That might stay, maybe. Think I might have to retie it. That's so cute. And when we're out and about, I rely very heavily on my ears. And so that's one reason why, like I said, I love to do the nature walks with the dolls and film those videos, because I'll hear something and I'm like, hey, what's that sound? It's in that direction. And I ask my husband to find it for me and tell me what it is. I love like the other sensory aspects of doing a nature walk with a doll, and then later being able to edit that video and look at it and be like, wow, this is what it looked like. Isn't that cool? I don't know, I think that's pretty cool. There's never a better time to be a blind person than now. With all the technological advances and all the things that can help us, it's never going to be perfect, but it's pretty close, right? One thing that's really difficult for me as well is answering comments on my YouTube videos, and that's just because YouTube is not visually impaired friendly, really. I could turn on voiceover to read the comments to me, but I have enough of vision that I don't like voiceover, and when I'm listening to things, my mind tends to wander, so I just prefer to read them. So it just takes me longer than it would normally take other people. My phone or my laptop, when I'm reading comments, literally has to be like 2 inches from my face for me to be able to read them, and it's very straining on my eyes. Also, the video editing process is very straining on my eyes, and I have to be really careful not to do too much work on my laptop editing videos, because I will get a migraine, or spending too much time reading comments. My camera just stopped on me, so hopefully I can pick up where I left off. It was because the recording time was too long. Anyway, I just have to be really careful how much video work that I actually do on my laptop or my phone, reading comments, reading emails, anything like that, because I get migraines very frequently. Another thing, I have to memorize where all of the buttons are when I'm editing videos, because I don't want to have to read what it says every single time. I can't tell the colors or what the icons are for the editing because they're so tiny. They make them so tiny because they make them for people who can actually see. So I really struggle with getting to know a new piece of technology. Also on my cameras. So my husband, I usually, if I get a new camera, which doesn't happen often, but if I get a new piece of technology to learn, I will ask my husband to quickly look at it, learn about it, because as a sighted person, he can do that so fast. And then for him to teach me what is where, and sometimes I'll have to ask him 2 or 3 times. But it takes me a while to learn like the correct buttons and where everything is, because I just have to memorize where everything is instead of actually reading it on some things, if that makes sense. Yeah, technology is not my friend. I am not tech savvy at all. My husband is, and that's why I need his help. One thing here on my channel that I've mentioned before is that I would love to do more live videos, but I'm really scared to do them because I don't know if I'll be able to read the comments. And isn't that the fun of a live video? The creator, like the channel creator, reading your comments and answering them and chatting with you. That's what a live is for, and I'm kind of nervous that I won't be able to read the comments, or that I'll have to have somebody sit with me to read the comments to me. So that makes me kind of sad, and maybe one day I'll test it out, but if I do, y'all are gonna have to be very patient with me because it's something completely new I've never done before, and I don't even know how the setup is to do lives here on YouTube. I don't know if I'd be able to read your comments or not, so that's sad. So in conclusion, really, I'm really sad sometimes about the challenges that I have in this hobby and as a video creator. It does make me sad that I will never be a professional when it comes to video making and photography of the dolls and baby fashion. I will never be a professional because I work so hard on my videos. I work so hard on taking pictures of my dolls, and I love baby fashion, but there's a limit to what I am capable of doing. And so I have come to a point where I have to accept what I can do, accept my limits. I think that I am at that point, even though I do have sadness here and there about it, you know, but for the most part, I've accepted that this is what I can do. I do what I can do, I try my hardest, and I don't stress about what I can't do. It's kind of like my motto I've made for myself when I start to get sad about not being able to do better videos and photography and everything. I just tell myself, do what you can do, try your hardest, don't stress about what you can't do. I think that sometimes it can actually be harmful to people with any disability for people to say, oh, you can do anything that you put your mind to, you can do absolutely anything at all. And while I know that their intentions are in the right place, their heart's in the right place, that sometimes can make us want to push ourselves to do things that we can't do. When I was a kid and people would tell me that, I literally thought, this is gonna sound so silly, but I literally thought that if I just tried hard enough to see, then I could see, so then I could do what everybody else does, because everybody used to tell me, if you try hard enough, you can do anything anybody else can do. So I think that, I also think that a lot of times people underestimate people with disabilities of all kinds. A lot of people think that as a blind person, I'm not capable of a lot of different things, but I'm capable of a lot more than people give me credit for sometimes. Anyway, I am going off on a tangent again, but I hope you all enjoyed this chat, and thank you for being here and listening to my rambling on about my struggles as a blind doll collector. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed seeing Miss Georgia here. She's such a cutie pie. I love her so much. Thank you again to Nicole for the inspiration to film this video, and thanks for watching, everyone.